Well, he did have what, 0 points against the Pistons?
It's not his job to score. He had 6 assists.
Okay, sorry. 6 combined points and assists. It's not good.
To finish your question, I
You want to
also
try doing math again on that, or
Well, if he had 0 points and 6 assists, 6 plus 0 is 6.
I'm happy that Bluffton University at least got you that far.
Yeah, because I was sitting in the press box, like just because I was like looking at the box score, and every time I turned around to talk about how good Anthony Edwards was, he scored again.
yeah, yeah, it
I'm
was
like,
really fun to
well,
watch. We got to see his career high. I guess we could. Hey, welcome back to Hot Take Sports episode 168. We're starting by talking about basketball.
yeah,
All right.
But nailed it. This is 168, right? Get the
Yeah.
number. Sick.
sounds right.
Um, Close enough. I don't know. I don't remember. I haven't been here, unfortunately.
Did you get a haircut?
I did. Yeah, it was too long to put in the hard hat. It gets crazy, so
Looks average. That's a good thing.
I'll take average for great clips any day
Yep.
of the week.
Amen. Amen. I gotta get one Friday. Just feel like I'm rolling the dice every time I step in there.
I
You're
got
not
I got
wrong.
another 2 weeks yet. So
Don't you wear a stocking cap every day? You don't even need to get a haircut.
That's
no,
true.
no, I do not. I've been wearing it to work recently just because of how cold they've had it in the building. But uh, but
I would hope it's cold in the building. Or are you talking about Walmart?
I'm talking about the.
Okay, I hope it's cold in there. Yeah.
It's been really cold in the arena recently. Um, especially because like last Sunday, because it got up to 50, they had to drop it like really cold, and then
I'll give that to him. It was colder in there Sunday than it has been in the past.
like yeah, like the last three home games have been miserable. But for the most part, it's been okay.
It's
But
okay, Matt. I remember drinking water for the first time too.
Dang. That was unnecessary. I dribbled a little bit. It's okay. Happens. Someday I'll get it right. So, anyways, Clayton, how are you? I guess we'll go around right quick. Three-man weave.
I'm doing all right. Got back from vacation. Yeah, just relieved that football season for me is over right now. We'll get into that, but happy football is over, I think.
Not
yeah,
cry, not
I,
happy tears. Crying
I
because
don't
you're
blame you.
happy to. Well, I guess it is happy tears, but
It's happy tears for us
episode's
because we
over.
don't have to watch our garbage can football teams on Sundays for a while.
Yeah, like it just seemed like every time a quarterback dropped back this year, it was rolling the dice. No matter
Yeah,
no matter what,
Every
you're rolling the
offensive
dice.
snap was rolling the dice because you just had your star running back come back from destroying his entire leg too.
Yeah, he had to
So,
rebuild his knee from the ground up, so there was nothing we could really do.
I'm not sure there was a good offensive series of football in the month of December between anyone in this living room right now.
Yeah, I'll buy that. I can't name
okay.
one. I can't.
Yeah, I was gonna say the only reason Joe Milton even looked good on Sunday was because we were playing backups.
Right,
The Bills literally were using nobody. Now, looks like a menace, but it was still a bang.
right. Richard.
I'm pretty good. Just another Monday at Walmart. It's actually kind of dead today just because well, the first of the month was New Year's, so everybody got all that out on Friday, and then the roads today kind of kept people from ordering later into the day. So that was nice. Other than I pretty much stared into the soul of a Dyson vacuum for like an hour. It was
That'll be good for you.
awful.
What the heck does that mean?
So we have like designated like groups of three aisles to zone when we have no picks. And they gave me like the vacuums and like the carpet cleaners. I hate my life because like they have like those like little vacuum like replacement bands, but they're it's just a Ziploc bag, so people just keep opening them and stealing them.
Nice.
There we go.
So then I'm like, one claims item, two claims item, three claims.
Sounds like you're not zoning good enough.
I was,
Get better.
and
Keep it
it is
posed.
the first time I've had to go over there since before Thanksgiving. So,
No, just multitask. It's good for you.
oh, I was scrolling my phone and staring into vacuums at the same time, as one more employee would do.
Come to think about it, we had pretty much the same day. I just didn't stare at a vacuum.
Yeah, you were staring at the clipboard, making sure people weren't doing stupid stuff.
Nope, I sat in the container all day today, staring at EV battery articles. It's a great time.
That might almost be worse than staring into a Dyson.
Some of it's interesting. Not much. I'm not going to go into that either.
How are
Well,
you, man?
today was fine outside of the random bloody nose that I got and
Oh,
having to drive up to Lake Orion. So,
Long day.
yeah, happens. Pays good, pays good, pays good, pays good. So I
yeah.
keep telling myself.
Um, we said we were starting with basketball. You got to go watch the greatest guard in recent Timberwolves memory and the greatest center in Timberwolves memory uh on Saturday. One of those
You
is
might.
sarcastic. I'll let you figure out which is which.
Yeah, thank you. I'll take my time. No, Anthony Edwards might be the best guard in Timberwolves history.
Who else would it be? Because KG was a forward. KG.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ricky Rubio.
The goal.
Oh no,
Well,
tricky
yeah,
Ricky, man.
you'll have that, I guess.
We gotta do
Um,
research now. Look at him.
yes, but yeah, we got to watch Anthony Edwards' career high. The problem is he scored 53, and the rest of the team scored 51. And it's hard to win a basketball game when one player has to score over half your points.
No, no, no. The 2018 Cavs proved that's not true.
I said it was hard to. I didn't say it was impossible.
All right, never mind. I'll buy that.
uh,
It's your standard LeBron carrying the Cavs.
Yeah.
Another day at the office.
yeah, but yeah, it was a tough game to watch. We refused to give Rudy Gobert the ball the entire first half, which isn't that surprising. But all right, what the heck? Top 10 Timberwolves players of all time as of July 30th, 2023. Andrew Wiggins comes in at number 10. I'm not looking
Pause.
at the rest of this article. It
Great start.
Honestly, valid response.
wasn't even Bleacher Report either. It was Clutch Sports. So boo them, I guess. Yeah. Sorry. So, anyways, that was fun. It was fun to watch Anthony Edwards at least. The rest of the team sucked. Cade Cunningham's a dog. It says Al Jefferson is our third best player of all time.
I don't even know who that is.
I mean, I've heard of him.
I haven't.
Sam Cassell. Nah, I'm taking Ant-Man over him. Never heard of that guy. Never heard of that guy. No. I've heard of Wally Zerbiak.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Stephon Marbury?
Wally Zerbiak doesn't know ball though. So if it's his takes, he's definitely not a top 10 guy.
I didn't even know Christian Laettner was a Timberwolf.
I didn't either. Brady, who's the most random NBA player you can name? 3, 2, 1.
Ante Zizic.
It's a good
I'll
choice.
take a
Matt,
look.
most random NBA player you can name.
Oh, uh, you can't do that so quick because then I was just thinking of old Cavs centers.
3, 2, 1. All right, your time is up.
Yeah.
I was gonna go with James Jones.
Yeah, I'm not gonna
James
lie.
Jones is a good one. You both
I
went Cavs.
definitely
Well, yeah, but that's my team. I don't know why you picked a Cav.
that's always been my go-to.
All right, fair enough.
That's
All
my
right.
panic answer. If you wouldn't have put me on a timer, I probably could have gotten deeper.
I was
My
also just staring at random Timberwolves players like Wally Zerbiak and Christian Laettner and
Wally Zerbiak
Pooh
is
Richardson was one
non-ball.
of them. Etwan Moore. There's a random one for you.
Fantasy GOAT. Pelicans legend.
Yeah, him and Elfrid Payton.
That's a good random NBA player, Elfrid Payton.
Second most assists in a game this year, and he only played like 3 games.
Charlotte Hornets Devontae Graham was immense too, though.
That's all right. Yeah. All right.
Let's not forget that.
That was like the first year we did NBA fantasy was
Yes, it was.
Devontae Graham's like Icky Woods year. He had one good year and then yeah. Yeah.
It was also
I
the
picked
only
him
year I
every
played
day.
my team in 2K, and he got an amethyst card, and his shot was so fast that everybody used it. Because you
Yeah,
just tap the button for less than a second, cash every time. It's perfect.
and then he got traded to the Pelicans. He was garbage.
Yeah.
Oh, Matt, while we're still on the topic of basketball, what did you think of Asura Thompson's not counting dunk over Gobert? That was sick because when you told me about it, I was like, all right, they're at the game. I'll look it up here in a little bit because it'll be on Twitter. I waited like 20 minutes and then I looked it up and it was like, all I had to do was look AU and it was Asura Thompson dunk and suggested on Twitter. That was nice.
It was disgusting. I literally looked at mom and I went, there should be 0.4 seconds on the clock because they waited because they were gonna try to let it go to half, like whoever was running like the scoreboard or whatever, and they didn't go put time back on the clock. I'm like, there should be at least 0.4 seconds, which is enough to get a tip in. And then before we even knew it, he just starts jumping. And I went, oh, hammered it down. I was like, the best dunk that's never going to count. And I'm so happy he just posted Rudy Gobert like that
Yeah.
because that would have been his fourth or fifth dunk of the game. Like
Wow.
I think he had 10 points at halftime, and it was either four dunks or five. One of them might have been a layup,
Wow.
but yeah, one
So
one of them it was Cade in transition. I think Ant was the only one back because he had turned the ball over. And from like the free throw line, Cade just tosses it off the backboard. I'm like, oh no. Osar rises up, flies, dunks it. I was like, oh my goodness. I just looked at my mom. She goes, wow. I was like, I told you he was an athletic beast. And his twin is too.
Yeah, they're both. He can. The other one, his name's Amen, right? Amen and a
Yeah,
Sir. Can he shoot?
Osar. Yeah.
Because I
No,
know.
neither of them can shoot.
Okay, cool. I knew Asar couldn't shoot because nobody on the Pistons could shoot last year. So
No, they're just athletic specimens.
yeah,
But you saw both ends of the Asar Thompson spectrum because he did nothing, and I'm pretty sure fouled out against the Jazz,
Yeah.
and then it was just
Yeah.
throwing down dunks left and right against the
the
Jazz.
loudest 10 points you'll ever see.
Yeah, pretty much. And I don't even think he took a shot from outside the paint. I think it was only dunks and layups. He might
What
have
is
taken
he? Is he a three?
yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, 2-3.
Matt, you got to see some beautiful lineups and Pistons Timberwolves, but I just feel very compelled to share the wonderful starting five that my basketball team rolled out yesterday
Oh,
against the
let me know.
Orlando Magic.
Uh-oh. Simone Fontecchio.
No, Isaiah Collier at the one,
Okay.
Colin
Bad
Sexton at the
start.
two,
Stud.
Johnny Juzang and Micah Potter as our forwards.
That's
Walker
wild.
Kessler.
Heck yeah.
Bryce Sensible had 27 points off the bench.
I do remember seeing that. I was looking through box scores.
Because we were without Keontae, John Collins, Markkinen, and Clarkson. Obviously Taylor Hendricks. But that pretty much goes without saying. Like it
Yeah, I don't
was
think you don't have to say him the rest of the
nightmare.
season. He's done.
I miss him though. I miss him. Yeah, awful.
It's not great. Not great.
But what's wilder is we won by 13.
It's a pretty good win. It's a good team to beat.
Yeah, I've never heard of Jet Howard, but he had 21 points for the Magic off the bench. So
Oh, Jay Howard's the GOAT. No, he just has a cool name.
yeah, I was looking at the Magic's box score and I was like, I don't even know who most of these people are. Tristan Da Silva with a DA. Fake.
Tristan De Silva. Yeah.
Fake.
It's like an
Sure.
MMA name.
Houston with an A.
That's all I was gonna say. I think
also
it's
fake.
Brazilian.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cole Anthony in the starting lineup. Fake.
Number 50. Icy hot. He's either really good or really bad. There's no in between. No, I was
boy.
I was really excited to watch Thunder versus Celtics yesterday, and it was exactly what I expected. The Celtics were ahead by like 10 or 12, and then fourth quarter came around, and the Thunder just went off, and they were unstoppable, and they ended up winning by 10. I was like, all right.
Well,
If not for the Cavs, that's possible NBA Finals preview.
yeah.
And you guys play tonight, tomorrow against the Thunder?
We play Wednesday against Thunder.
Wednesday. Okay.
They played Charlotte yesterday. I was just looking at
Yeah.
that.
The Cavs haven't lost since December 8th. We've won our last 10 games.
Yeah, you guys are on a 10-game win streak and they're on a 14, maybe
Yeah.
15 now. So yeah, that's gonna be a heck of a game.
Yeah. The Cavs. I mean, what is there to say? We're 31-4. Like, we're the best team in basketball right now.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, don't get hurt.
yeah,
That's the only thing
exactly.
you'd say.
That's what I was telling Brady a little bit before we started is like, we're fine as long as everybody stays healthy. Nobody's missed significant time yet. So, as long as we continue to play well, Kenny Atkinson's done a great job. I think he should absolutely be one of the nominees for Coach of the Year
Yeah, for sure.
as of right now.
I think he should probably win Coach of the Year this week.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's what him and Mark Daignault maybe.
maybe. Yeah.
I would give the Magic's head coach a nod too, because they've had so many injuries with
I,
Franz and
I
Paolo and
drove by their
Wendell.
stadium on New Year's Day in
Oh yeah,
Orlando. Yeah. It's like right in downtown Orlando.
It's probably about the only thing in downtown Orlando.
Yeah, pretty much. Orlando's trying, but you can't overshadow Disney World right there. So
that is the important part.
yeah.
Disney World Universal.
But
Understand.
to be honest, I don't really have anything to add. Like I said, the Cavs are just playing really good team basketball.
Yeah,
There's nothing else to say.
just don't do something stupid like trading Isaac Okoro and salary filler for Jimmy Butler or something like that.
No, we should not. The Cavs should stay put at the deadline. There's no reason for us to make a move. The last thing we need is we probably should talk about that, I guess. The Heat
Yeah.
suspended Jimmy Butler 7 games. I saw it's gonna cost him like $336,000 per game that he's suspended.
I think he'll be fine.
Yeah, he'll be fine, but like still,
Yeah.
that's a crazy amount of
That's a
money.
good it's a good chunk of change,
Like,
but
where does he go?
Who's gonna want him?
I guess that's like I haven't really, I guess, put a whole lot of thought to it, but
I mean he's still an all-star level. He can still help any team in the playoffs. The problem is you have to pay him afterwards.
The
And he
Wizards.
doesn't want to settle.
Jimmy Butler and Kyle Kuzma.
Sure.
Jimmy
Give
Butler,
him
Kyle Kuzma, and Jordan Poole.
That'd be like the funniest thing that they
no,
could do is
because
just banish him to the Wizards.
you have to trade at least Kuzma. You have to
Yeah, I
make the
guess
money
that's
match a
probably true.
little. Kuzma would probably like that.
I did see that the Suns are removing Bradley Beal and Yusuf Nurkic from the starting lineup. Just flip Bradley Beal and Jimmy Butler.
That'd be awful too.
That is one way you could go, I guess, but
You could play KD and Jimmy Butler together. I don't know how great it would work, but you could.
you can do a lot of things.
Yeah.
Yeah, the problem is those are all mid-range guys at heart. Jimmy, D-Book, and KD.
I'm just trying to envision Jimmy and KD playing together. That just doesn't yeah, that doesn't seem like a good idea. That
No way.
nothing about that makes me think like, yeah, these guys can complement each other very well.
Yeah, but you also have to remember the big three sort of Russ, Harden, and KD split up because they all were kind of in bad moods with each other. And then they've
Well,
all
they all
continued
wanted their own team.
jump around and play as different combinations of the group. It's not
That's-
like KD hasn't played with toxic people that play the same game as him before.
Yeah, he's asked out every time.
And what about it?
I want my own team. Get me out of Oklahoma City.
And now he's in Phoenix. Where it's
Beefing with
definitely not his own
Draymond.
team.
Get me to Brooklyn. This isn't working. Get me to Phoenix. Now Phoenix sucks too, and Devin Booker, Bradley Beal, and Kevin Durant have a negative net rating when they play together.
Good. That'll teach them.
Sounds like Kevin Durant's the problem.
They should
No.
try playing with the power of friendship like the Cavs.
That is an option. Yes.
Yeah.
You guys have significantly better spacing than they do too.
We do.
And you don't have Yusuf Nurkic. Sucks.
Yeah. Our center's useful. That's helpful.
Competent. Yeah.
Not
I
employing
wish-
Yusuf Nurkic and Bradley Beal helped you a lot.
True. I wish my team didn't suck so bad so I can make fun of the Suns more, but we have like the same record. So
Yeah, I can just make fun of everyone because they're all ahead of us. It doesn't affect me.
Well, yeah,
Yeah, make fun of the
but
Cavs,
again,
Brady. I dare you.
all of our teams are supposed
Everyone
to be
else I can make fun
competing,
of.
and your team is supposed to suck.
Yeah, so I make fun of everybody else. You can't flame me if the expectation was the New Jersey Bobcats or whatever.
Charlotte Bobcats.
Yeah,
You're almost there.
Yeah, there you go.
it was 2011. It was
Jersey.
really bad. Either way, they don't exist.
Yeah. Has D'Angelo Russell done anything since he's been back in Brooklyn?
Probably not. Bro, I haven't heard anything. So I'm
Do
just
you
gonna
guys realize his cycle of play?
I know this is his third stint in Brooklyn, isn't it?
A second. But
Oh, it's only two.
He was drafted to the Lakers, traded to Brooklyn, traded to Golden State, traded to Minnesota, traded back to LA, back to Brooklyn. So if D'Angelo Russell is a Warrior in the next couple of years, don't be too surprised.
That
D'Lo got hurt already.
well,
Womp womp.
Lower leg injury.
you'll have that, I guess.
That's because the Nets need to start losing more games because they played too well to start the season.
Mm.
Oh,
Freaking Dennis Schroeder, a goat.
Who's even like outside of Cooper Flag? I don't know anybody who's coming up in the
I
draft.
have no idea.
There's a couple guys at Rutgers that are really good.
Oh, I've seen some of
Ace
them.
Bailey and I don't remember the other one's name.
I feel like they're
Um,
both. I feel like they're brothers again. I feel like that's another set of brothers.
uh, another set of brothers. There's two sons
I'm talking about the
of
Rutgers guys. I think.
an NBA player. Oh, I don't think they're brothers. By the way,
An-
D'Lo has not done anything since he's been a net.
Another good
Nothing
random
special.
NBA player, Ish Smith.
Yeah,
Sounded like you said Ish, so I was like, Ish Smith. That kind of ties into what we were talking about earlier.
nailed it. Brought it right back around.
I'm trying to dig really deep in my bag to find one.
Do you guys have anything else on basketball? Like I said, I wish I had more, but there's not really too much more to say about the Cavs. We're playing great team ball, and I have no complaints. No.
I'm
Yeah,
convinced that my
keep doing
trade.
what you're doing.
Yep.
Uh,
I'm
Dylan
convinced
Harper was the guy I
we
was
could win
thinking
more
of.
games than the Cavs.
There is a set of brothers coming, but I don't remember if they're in this draft or the next one.
Okay, so I wasn't making
They're
stuff up.
they're the son of an NBA player. The sons of their twins.
Gerald Green.
Gerald Green's a good random one. He's bouncy.
I was like, I don't think Joker's not.
There is a guy in the upcoming draft whose name is VJ Edgecombe out of Baylor. From the
No, there's
Bahamas.
not. He's not real.
Please focus. It's not going to focus, is
Nope.
it?
It's too bright.
Please.
Yeah, awfully convenient, Matt.
Screenshot heading your way.
Good. Yeah.
No, what country is he from?
Bahamas. I just told you.
Yeah, that checks out. There's a lot of. I can't even say it.
Compared to Jalen Green, D Wade, and Victor Oladipo.
Victor
They're all
Oladipo.
I think it's the Boozer brothers. I think that's who I'm
I
thinking
think
of.
that's what I was thinking
I
of.
think it's Carlos Boozer's sons. But yeah, I think they're 2026. Yeah, I
That's
don't
some good
recognize any of the rest of the names.
That was some good Photoshop, Matt.
Thank you. What can I say? I'm quick with it.
I kind of want to talk about the Walleyes weekend before we jump into football.
That's fine.
So Matt, Brady, and Isaac each got to go to a couple basketball games. I got to go to a new hockey stadium in Fort Wayne, Indiana. It's like the Allen County War Memorial Stadium. So that was cool. It's big. By capacity, it's one of the biggest stadiums in the Coast League. Not even close to a sellout, though. Comets fans should be ashamed. The Walleye went down in a 5-on-3 power play 45 seconds into the game. And then after we did that, they scored 2, we scored 1, so it was 2-1 Comets going into the second. We ended up getting 2 goals, they scored 1, so it was 3-3 going into the third. We scored 1 goal and then held on to win 4-3. So overall fun game. I go back to that stadium, to be honest. It was fun. I'd sit a little lower, I think, just to try out a new spot, but it was cool. And then um the Walleye won 3-0 on Saturday, and then I was at the game last night. Ended up winning 3-0 again.
Clayton.
Yeah.
Who was the goalie, Clayton?
Well, Jan Bednar finally didn't suck. It was incredible. He got a shutout. He
What a
had
day.
he had a shutout exactly a year ago to the day then too.
I,
Nice.
yeah, it was either that or it was a year ago to Guylander shutout.
January 5th is his day, I guess, but they won. The Walleye went 3-0 this weekend, and BG hockey got a sweep on the road at Lake
Well,
State this
We
weekend.
we went we went
Nice.
4-0 on the week and we played Tuesday too.
That's right. You guys played on New Year's Eve.
Guylander
Mm.
got named ECHL goaltender of the week, so that was cool.
4-0 on the week. Like I said,
He stopped. He had 100 saves this week. He stopped 100 of
Damn.
105 shots on him in 3 games.
dang.
Damn.
Ridiculous.
That's
But
insane.
Christian Stover has now won back-to-back CCHA goalie of the week for BG Falcon Hockey. That's big.
Stud.
They're playing well. Have a big test this weekend in Bemidji State. Bemidji won our conference tournament last year. They're in I
Yeah,
know.
5 times fast.
They're in Minnesota. They play in Minnesota.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So they're a good team. They're one of the better teams in our league. So we'll see how they do this weekend. But I'm a part of this Falcon Facebook group where they talk about like Falcon sports or whatever. And our athletic director was hired in like October of 2022, and he's hired half of the current coaches at BGSU.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
Been working.
Yeah. He's hired. It's like
Or everybody else is
gymnastics,
leaving. That's possible too.
women's swimming. Well, you'll have that when you're a mid job. People either get fired or they'll go up and take a better job.
Yeah.
Swimming, gymnastics, both basketballs, volleyball now, hockey. There's one more. I can't remember what. It might be like women track, maybe. I don't know, something like that. But Derek's been busy, but overall he's done a pretty good job so far. So no complaints.
For sure. To round
Then
out your Falcon tenure.
yeah, speaking of rounding out my Falcon tenure, where we went 0-3 in bowl games now officially while I was in school. That's pretty baller. Dropped the 68 Ventures Bowl to Arkansas State. Had the greatest trick play of all time, I guess.
True.
That's kind of the takeaway. Our third string quarterback dressed up like our punter, and he wore number 18. Our punter wears 19, and they were wearing like the same gear. So why would you think that's another guy? And then just threw an absolute dart to a wide
Yeah, it's
open guy.
perfect.
Yeah, that was like the single greatest trick play I've ever seen executed.
I'm waiting for the Lions to try to redo it.
Yeah, pretty much. But I was just a lot of preventable mistakes. We had a lot of penalties, a lot of just failed passes, just yeah. We just shot ourselves in the foot too much, and that was kind of the story of the season. BG football was 24-28 in my tenure. Like I said, we never won a bowl game, never got to the conference title. I think objectively speaking, I don't even know what they're going to do. We have a lot of guys graduating and a lot of guys hitting the portal, but BG's been very active in the portal in my time there too. So I don't think our 2025 starting QB is on the team yet. I think we'll go get somebody out of the portal.
I'm pretty sure I did see they got a DB transfer today though.
Probably, yeah. We're starting. Like I said, Leffler's been pretty good about using the portal, and if that's your strategy, that's fine. But you just got to make sure that you're mixing recruits in there too, because that's how you build a culture. So
Yeah. You did get to
overall,
watch one of the best tight ends we've ever seen in college football, though.
yeah, that's fun. I hope to the Lord above that like the Browns don't draft him, so we don't ruin him. But you know,
I want him very badly.
good. I hope he goes there. I hope he's successful, just not in Cleveland.
Me too. I want nothing more than Drake May to feed Harold Finnan.
Yeah,
I'd be very happy if that.
Nah, go to like Tampa Bay or something.
cool. That'd be perfect. Have him catch passes from Baker. That would be like a dream come true. That would be good. But like, yeah,
Go to Detroit and back up Sam Laporta.
that'd be fun too.
I said Clayton. No, if if Harold Fanning goes to Tampa Bay with Baker, Clayton's going to make sure he gets stationed in Florida and then turn in his Browns fan card.
No, I
Just
can't.
call it
I
good.
can't turn in my Browns fan card because inevitably, when we win a Super Bowl, that's going to be the greatest championship in the history of sports. But
Well, there's also that.
Wow,
like,
your confidence is high.
no, it's I know it's not going to be within the next 5 years. That's for sure. We'll get into that probably after the break, but yeah, shout out Harold Fannin. Well, yeah, BG football got better in my time at BG, but definitely isn't where the program should be.
Ohio State absolutely put Oregon through the floorboards New Year's Day. That was really fun to see.
I do have a story about that. So I flew back from vacation on New Year's Day, and I was at an airport bar at this smaller not Orlando International, but there's Stanford International Airport, which is like right next to it. A little smaller, whatever. But my mom and I were at this airport bar, and there was a flight going to Cincinnati and a flight going to Toledo. So like everybody in the bar was cheering for Ohio State. So, and we had to leave at halftime because that's when our flight took off. So we pretty much watched all the scoring in like a big Ohio State group, which was really fun.
Yeah, you saw the important part.
Yeah. I was pretty happy, man. They left Oregon's problem was they left Jeremiah Smith open too much. Like
And
it,
even when he wasn't open, he was still open.
Dude,
So
yeah. Yeah.
he stood on business.
Yeah, Jeremiah Smith realistically might be the best Buckeye to come out of Ohio State in our lifetime.
he might
It's
end up being. Yeah.
it's possible. It's
Yeah, well, it was one of those where like Marv was kind of had that. Jeremiah Smith might be better.
yeah.
Well, but Marvin Harrison wasn't like that his freshman year because he
No.
was sitting behind
That's also true.
JSN, Wilson, and
Olave, Buka.
Olave. Yeah.
That's like the greatest college wide receiver room ever.
Yeah.
And Terry
Yeah.
McLaurin was the other one.
Oh, Jameson Williams at 1.2.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, forgot about that.
That's crazy. That's wild.
But LSU also has the top two receivers in the league right now. One of
Well,
which won the Triple Crown this year.
Yep.
three of the top four, at least from fantasy standpoint, which was insane.
Who's the other one?
BTJ. Mac Jones fed Brian
Brian
Thomas
Thomas.
Jr. the last few weeks of the year, and he shot up there.
Yeah.
What
And
happened to
didn't,
give
and
Mac Jones
didn't
a
make
wide
a Pro
receiver
Bowl
throw to?
team, which is insane.
Yeah.
That was dumb. No offense, Jerry Judy didn't deserve it.
No, yeah.
I don't disagree. There are two people who should be in the Pro Bowl for the Browns. Myles Garrett, Corey Bojorquez. That's
Yeah.
it.
I knew you were going to
That's
say
it.
the punter.
Yeah. Our punter is our team MVP this year.
Our punter should be your punter.
Nah, give it to Miles.
Yeah.
Give it to Nick Chubb for not breaking himself.
Yeah. Give it to Nick Chubb for actually returning to football.
Nick Chubb did in fact break himself, man. That wouldn't work.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. He broke his foot.
Broke his foot. Yeah.
Cam Scadaboo, future Browns running back.
That'd be
Might
kind
as
of
well
fun.
just sign me to play running back at this point. Like,
Dude, Scadaboo's
But
perfect.
at least you know Cam Skadoo can come in and play quarterback too.
true.
That is also true.
We're always in the market for one of those, apparently.
Dude had one of the craziest bowl game performances I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the craziest football performances I've ever seen.
Yeah.
He had
Yeah.
like 300 total yards between
Yeah.
rushing, receiving, and passing.
How that dude wasn't a Heisman finalist is beyond me.
Well, it's because he went to Arizona State.
Yeah, but
Everybody thought they were going to be terrible at the start of the year.
Yeah, weren't like the bottom three teams predicted in their conference? The
No,
top
they were
three
picked to
teams,
finish
something like that?
last.
Yeah, they were picked to
Dead
finish
last.
last and end up winning. Who else was down there? They were talking about it at one of the other bowl games on like New Year's Eve, maybe. They were talking about it, or maybe like the 30th. But yeah, like that whole conference was flipped because Kansas State was supposed to be top of it, I think.
Kansas State lost quarterback Gray Will Howard.
True.
Yes,
But
keep letting it ride.
this week, we got Texas, Ohio State Friday. Big game.
It'll be a revenge game either way for the opener next season.
Yeah. And then we have Drew Aller. Who's Penn State play again? Why am I blanking?
Notre Dame.
Yeah,
Notre
that's right.
Dame.
Drew Aller, Notre Dame on Thursday. So
So we got Will Howard against Quinn Ewers and Drew Aller against Riley and Leonard.
yeah,
I honestly think Penn State's gonna win. Obviously, I want Ohio State to win, but I really can't decide.
I think Ohio State will beat Texas. I have no idea who wins the other game.
They're like 9-point favorites right now or something like that. Last I
Texas
checked.
hasn't really beat anybody.
No, but they do have one of the best run defenses in college football.
Yeah, but when
I
we
think they're
have,
second behind us.
yeah, and when you can pass the ball like we've been passing the ball,
Yeah, I mean, Chip Kelly just needs to continue to air it out.
yeah, air raid,
Yep.
Mike Leach, rest in
Yes,
peace. Pass
Yep.
the ball.
Just
the
flip the
Gardner
Ohio
Minshew
State
offense.
generic offense on its head. Usually we run to open up the pass to open up the run. So we did it against Oregon.
Exactly.
Worked like a charm. Longest rush in Rose Bowl history. For the Buckeyes, that is.
Yeah.
That's true. But for the other game, I refuse to believe in Notre Dame.
No, I'll buy that.
It's so funny though. 3 out of these 4 coaches have had their jobs called for. Often.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone but Texas. Everybody was calling for a day's job after the Michigan game.
Well, that's been going on for like 3 years, though.
Yeah. And then Notre Dame and Penn State, they've been calling for their coach's job because they never win big games. And now they've both won big games. So,
Actually, no, I think I'm going to root. I would rather play Notre Dame in the championship, so I think I'm going to root for them.
Well,
yeah,
no.
we've already played Penn State. I'd rather play Notre Dame.
Yeah.
I too would rather play Notre Dame, especially with obviously it's a little bit different because last year was Sam Hartman and Kyle McCord, but it'll still be a really good game either way. It'll be something similar.
And it'll be really funny to watch Penn State fans yell at James Franklin again. That'll be kind of baller.
Yeah, I think Drew Aller's gonna keep the momentum, man.
I saw a thing where it was like, if Ohio State versus Notre Dame is your national championship, then make Northern Illinois versus Michigan the undercard.
The undercard is crazy. The
Yep.
JV game beforehand.
Yeah, the JV game. That's funny. But
Speaking of Ohio State, by the way, shout out to their women's hockey team for all wearing Goudreau jerseys going into their Frozen Confines game.
and they ended up winning. Ended up winning in a shootout.
And the black jerseys,
Those look good.
just so clean. Sweaters, I suppose.
Do you have anything to say about the Blues' performance?
Dominating the Blackhawks. Nope,
Yeah.
it was fun to watch though. Outside. You know
yeah.
what I do have words to say about the Chance the Rapper concert? He's horrible out of the booth. He was so bad. I was sitting there. So it's like Daniel's on my left, Dad on his right. I'm sitting in the middle. And I kept looking over at Dad. He's just jaw down, like, what is happening? I'm like, I don't even know any of these songs.
Well,
No.
unfortunately, Wrigley Field does not have auto tune plugged in.
Yeah, it was so bad. Comically bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, please don't have another concert after the second period.
No, I mean, the Wings are 4-0 since firing Lalone.
We needed to fire Lalonde. The funniest part about us firing Lalonde is next weekend, the Walleye have a Lalonde bobblehead giveaway.
Yes, this is true. Friday night.
So that hilarious.
You gonna be there?
I unfortunately will not be there, but that is okay. I don't need a fired Red Wings head coach bobblehead. So But
yeah, transitioning into football.
I am starting.
No, but
No, I am starting.
before we get into real NFL football, Isaac Dean did in fact take the L last week. Blake takes home the championship, joining Leo and Daniel. Since the real championship started, Leo got last place. His punishment is having to plow snow for eternity. Yeah. Okay. No, that was it. That was all.
At least he's paid for it.
Isaac Dean refused to acknowledge defeat on this program last week.
Well, you know what he did acknowledge was that DTR was terrible. So
True.
I guess there's some silver lining there. But before we dive in, I just want to, so the Haslam family, Jimmy and Dee, Jimmy is the primary owner of the Browns and Dee primarily owns the Crew now. They bought the team in 2012 and I wanted to give you guys some stats. Since then, we are 73 and 138 with 2 total winning seasons, with 2 playoff appearances, 1 playoff win, a 1-31 stretch, 25 starting quarterbacks, 6 head coaches, 6 general managers. We drafted Johnny Manziel, signed a sex offender, and crafted the worst contract in NFL history. Wow. Wow.
Insert the image of the jersey that has the names of every quarterback since Couch, including the sex offender uh, awareness
Flag.
flag
Yeah.
on Watson's spot.
Yeah. It's just,
You know what that sounds like to me?
But-
About as Cleveland sports as it gets, unfortunately.
yeah. It's just, the Browns wrapped up 3-14. Not really that many positive things to take away from the season. Myles Garrett was great, I guess, is probably the best thing about the Browns season this
Second
year.
overall pick.
We've already fired our offensive line coach, already fired Ken Dorsey. Um, the whole reason that we brought in Ken Dorsey was to try and maximize Deshaun. Alex Van Pelt ended up getting let go at the end of last season. We brought in Ken Dorsey. Deshaun thrives in a shotgun spread type offense. That's what Dorsey runs, except for the fact that Deshaun is terrible. So that and Kevin's offense has a lot of under center, play action, run first, 2 tight ends, a lot of 2 tight end sets. And that's not Dorsey's offense. So when you have Kevin calling the plays for not his offense, it's not going to go great. So, um, yeah, we have the number 2 pick. Um, what else? Deshaun had a setback today in his Achilles rehab, whatever that means. They don't know about his status for next year, but additional surgery has not been ruled out.
Well, see, the funny thing about them announcing the setback today is he literally posted a video of him and his girlfriend on vacation with his legs looking just fine.
Brady, I don't know if you know how Achilles injuries works, but normally that's inside the leg.
Yeah, but there was no boot, nothing. Like usually there'd be a walking boot still because he's not even a full 6 months out.
Yeah,
So there might even be a full 4 months out. Like
it happened in like what, October?
Yeah.
I don't even know. I stopped caring about the guy the minute he got carted off the field. But he
you cared
realistically,
before?
what I hoped that he would be better, but more assault allegations came out and he played like he had one arm. So
That's true. We voided our Russell Wilson Deshaun Watson bet, which ended up working out in your favor actually.
yeah, it did because of how bad he was. He realistically will probably be the only Browns quarterback that's currently on the team back for next season for no reason other than his cap hit. I don't see us bringing back Bailey Zappi, Jameis, or DTR. It's just so where do we go from here, right? We have the
Somebody's got to lead the practice squad.
what?
Somebody has to lead the practice squad.
That I guess that would probably be Jameis.
Ryan Hoyer coming out of retirement.
To summarize the Jameis experience, I heard somebody say, I don't want him to be my team's quarterback, but I want him to be some team's quarterback.
He'll be somebody's backup for sure. He won't lead the Browns practice squad. He'll be someone's backup.
Yeah,
He still has enough in the tank to be a good backup.
yeah, as long as he's not our backup again, I'll take it.
I would love for him to be my backup. Like if we trade Joe Melton, bring in Jameis Winston. Give me the peak comedy.
I don't know if you want Jameis Winston in New England though. He's a South guy.
Well, but see, I want Jameis.
He loves
I also
this
just
stuff.
never want Jameis to see the field. Because I'd like to believe Drake May will be out there every game.
Yeah, I would like to think that the quarterback we paid $230 million would be worth a fraction of that, but here we are, so
Well, dude, I saw somebody yesterday post on Twitter. Well, let's just remember the Browns weren't the only team trying to trade for Deshaun Watson. That's not the point.
that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. Nobody shout out Jimmy Haslam for guaranteeing the guy 230 mil.
That idiot was out for almost 2
Yeah,
years, not counting suspension.
That just means they gave up even more than somebody else wanted to.
Yeah. He's missed, I think, 49 out of the 68 total games he's been a member of our organization due to both injuries and suspensions. So where do we go, right? We have the number 2 pick. Realistically, I think we should probably trade it. Some team will want Shador Sanders or Travis Hunter bad enough, I think.
I'm still on the camp though. If Drew Aller decides to go, the Browns need to stay and take him.
Yeah,
And
it's
if that's
I
the
don't
case,
think
you
Drew
bring in
Aller's
Kirk
as good
Cousins
as
if
you
you
think
can.
he is.
what?
I don't think Drew Aller's as good as he thinks he is.
Yeah,
As
you
Brady
really
thinks he
didn't
is.
say much about Drew Aller until after his last game.
His last couple games have been pretty good. He looks good now. I wasn't a believer at the start of the year, but
I don't even know what we should do.
I also just like the hometown kid storyline too. That kind of
What?
helps.
Yeah, yeah, hometown kid story. That's worked out really well
The
for.
Browns need something.
What? Yeah,
They
we
should
have
go
Miles
bring
Garrett.
Aller.
Guess what? That's worked out for the last 8 years, but even he's getting fed up now. I get it.
Again, I say sign Kirk Cousins and try to
Yeah.
compete this year.
If the Browns trade Miles Garrett, good. The guy tried. He did his best. What else
Yep.
can he do?
Yeah.
He's been with this org for 8 seasons now, 2 playoff appearances, 1 win. Defensive player of the year, multiple time first team All Pro.
And
What more
plenty
can
of
he do?
records.
Yeah, like he's our franchise leader in sacks. What more can he do?
But
No.
Clayton, the good thing for you is it won't matter for you anymore. There's because on this podcast for the season, I asked you, what would you do if the Patriots finished with a better record than the Browns? And you said you would quit football. So now you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah. Well, I'll fight you in the parking lot afterwards and we can see who quits football.
Make sure he puts the salt down first. I don't want you
Okay.
guys falling and hurting yourself.
That's true. I'll find another ridiculous way to break my tailbone.
Probably, yeah. But
That makes sense.
it's just, yeah. The Browns should not have been as bad as they were. This season was more disappointing than 0-16. I think realistically, we'll probably trade back. Even if Aller's available, I think we should still try and trade back. There's enough. There's going to be enough veterans out there. Kirk Cousins. I would like to see us take a shot on Justin Fields. Might as well. He can't be any worse than what we have. Like,
Yeah.
DTR is not an NFL caliber quarterback. Bailey Zappi is not an NFL caliber quarterback.
Trying to tell you
No, they're
guys
both
that.
going to UFL.
What?
I'm
Well,
trying to tell you guys that.
it's way funnier when he plays for your team and not mine.
Oh, I
Oh
know.
no, everybody believed you. It was just really fun to meme about it.
Yeah.
Because he played for
But-
the Patriots, Chiefs, and Browns this season.
Yeah.
Or not this season, but has been on their roster, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah.
He didn't play for the Chiefs.
He does. Regardless, the guy has the most passing yards in a single season in FBS history. That's something that
that
can
is
never
true.
be taken away from him,
That dude absolutely balled at Western Kentucky.
crazily enough. But
It's wild.
I would be fine if the Browns took either a tackle or a wide receiver. I think that's the direction that we probably should go.
I was trying to convince Isaac last week on Will Campbell from LSU.
One of
to pair with
Will Campbell or who's the other idiot that's really high?
Kelvin Banks.
Yep.
We'll take Kelvin. You can have Will.
I don't care who we take, as long as he's not injury prone and doesn't suck and doesn't sit out for business decisions. Cool, works for me.
I just want Kelvin Banks.
Jed Wills,
The bar is getting low.
that's our biggest problem right now. I would argue is our offensive line at this point because Jed Wills is probably going to walk as a free agent. There's no way we bring him back, and then nobody else on our offensive line is guaranteed any money next year.
Not even Conklin?
Well, no. Conklin, Teller, Posich. It's Conklin, Teller, and Posich aren't guaranteed any money. Batonio might be guaranteed money, but he's contemplating retirement. I get it. He's one of the 2 longest tenured Cleveland Browns. Him and our long snapper, Charlie Hewlett, have both been on the team since 2016 or 2014. And then Myles Garrett and David Njoku. I think those 4 are the only guys left from the 0-16 days. So I wouldn't be surprised if we traded David Njoku. I wouldn't be surprised if we moved on from Greg Newsome to maybe even Denzel Ward, just to load up on picks and try and compete a little bit next year. But it's not that Denzel Ward has been a great NFL corner. He's hurt all the time. He's gonna miss 4 to 5 games a year with concussions more than likely because that's what it's been the last couple of years. I want us to keep the guy. Wouldn't be surprised if we traded him. Greg Newsome, I could realistically see us moving on from though.
Man, I'm not even a Browns fan. I don't even like the idea of trading Denzel Ward and David Njoku.
Yeah,
However, if you do, I'm more than willing to take David Njoku.
yeah. But realistically,
Why? You already have premier tight ends.
yeah,
Yeah, we have Austin Hooper.
yeah. Browns, our 2025 starter, if it's not Deshaun, I would like to think is not on the team yet.
Yeah, I think
Hopefully.
as long as Atlanta lets go of Kirk Cousins, I think it'll be Kirk. But they also said today that they're more than willing to let him be their backup if they can't find anything in a trade, which is ridiculous.
Nobody's going to trade for his deal. Nobody's going to take that money.
Just cut him.
And it's not like
No.
we have a lot of money to spare either. Like, Deshaun, we're just so handcuffed by Deshaun's contract. It's it's gonna be that way for the next few years.
Yeah. Ward
Oh
also
well.
said he wants to do whatever Garrett does. I don't
Yeah.
know if you saw that interview.
Who said that?
Denzel Ward.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, well,
I get it.
that's probably that should just be the whole general mindset anyway.
Yeah.
I just, I think they have it in them. I think if they can get just a veteran, a serviceable veteran, like they have a chance.
We need to do, if I had to pick three things for the Browns to do, we need to get a consistent starter in, aka a Kirk Cousins, I guess, type character. Not super thrilled about that, but he's better than Deshaun. So we'll start
Well,
there.
and he's worked with Stefanski before.
Yeah. Number two, we need to get an offensive coordinator that runs the same type of offense as Kevin Stefanski. Because, like I said earlier, Stefanski calling plays and not his offense didn't work. Get an offensive coordinator that knows how to do it. And then number three, just draft well.
Yeah.
Draft well, please. Let's get a tackle or a wide receiver. And don't draft Harold Fannin, so that way he has a long and productive career in the NFL.
Realistically, this is a huge draft for both of the football teams.
Yeah.
If they've screwed this up, they're toast for like the next 3 years.
Yeah. If the Browns end up picking like the 2013 draft class for the Cleveland Browns, like none of our first,
Marquise Mingo.
yeah, none of our first round picks. I think we had two or three that year. Were on the team 3 years later. None of them.
Was that the year they drafted Trent Richardson too?
Yeah.
I didn't realize. I don't think I realized that was the
He
year.
might have been a couple years before. I don't remember, but
The tw-
regardless, that was the year we drafted Barkevius Mingo.
The 2013 draft is just like the first one I vividly remember watching. That was Barkevius Mingo, Ziggy Ansah, EJ Manuel.
Yep. It's just
Gino.
Is it realistically worth trying to compete in the NFL in the next 3 years for either of your teams?
I would like to think so solely so that way Myles Garrett stays on the team.
But unselfishly speaking, like right now, you're the number 4 team in your division. Like,
Yeah. No is the short answer.
Or
Outside of
none.
wanting to keep Myles Garrett, no. Because the Steelers will be good for another couple years because Russ still has some production value left in him. The Bengals,
Bengals
obviously,
are
once they figure out their defense, they'll be fine. And the
best
Ravens,
receiver and potentially the best quarterback in the league.
they have statistically the best quarterback in the league.
And Lamar should win MVP again this year,
Yeah.
Yeah.
statistically, because he won it last year and
We have
had
two
way
MVP
better stats.
We have two MVP candidates in our division. Two MVP caliber quarterbacks.
I was just saying, it could be 3. I mean, Jamar Chase won the Triple Crown. I
Yeah.
think that puts you in an MVP race of some sort.
And my team employs Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I mean-
then you also got to think of the Bills, the Chiefs.
Well, realistically, for my team, if we draft well and spend the amount of money that we should be spending this offseason, there is no reason we can't finish second in our division. Because the Jets are somehow more of a dumpster fire than we are. Aaron Rodgers just wanted to continue winning games for the fun of it. And I don't even know what the Dolphins are doing. Tyreek Hill and Jalen Ramsey both have posted about either wanting, or directly or indirectly, about wanting out. And, Tua's one concussion away from never playing again. So
Two is one concussion away from never walking again.
that is also true. He and Chris Olave, unfortunately.
Yeah. Yeah.
There you go. Trade Tyreek.
We have 4 months to figure out what we're going to do with the biggest, most important draft class, I would say, in my lifetime
Yes.
as a Cleveland Browns fan.
Well, especially if, obviously, and you're under the belief that they trade back anyway. But if it's really only Shadur and Cam Ward at the top, you have to get as much as physically possible for that number 2 pick.
We have to gaslight the crap out of the rest of the league into thinking we want Shador.
Oh, it won't even be the rest of the league. You only have to convince 2 teams that you want Shador Sanders: the Giants and the Raiders. That's it.
We need one of those teams to just give us their weight in gold
Because
for that
realistically,
pick.
if you can convince the Raiders that they need to move up, you can easily do it.
We need
very easily, and you can sit there at 8 and take Cole Campbell.
Yeah.
Because I'm guaranteeing he'll be there at 8.
Our worst case scenario. I've seen us doing a lot of things, obviously, but I saw one where we traded back and picked Ashton Genty. That'd be kind of funny. So,
Well, I
In
told
the first
Isaac,
round, though.
what?
In the first round, though.
I told
Not
Isaac,
that high. No way.
I told Isaac they either need to trade into like the end of the first round or take Cam's got to do with their second round pick.
Yeah.
But well, I mean, I guess even another layer into trading back with the Raiders, you could get Jacoby Myers. He'll be in the last year of his deal, and he's not making that much.
We don't. I don't really know if we want Jacoby though, because then we'll have.
Well, yeah, but you talked about needing a receiver, and that still covers.
But I'd rather
bases.
draft another young guy to go with Tillman and Judy.
Yeah.
Jacoby Myers.
Myers.
Is not old,
Yeah, he's not young.
Yeah, but
it's not terrible.
Deshaun Watson's
Alright.
age shouldn't be the timeline. It
No.
should be younger.
No, it should be basically we should be on like a if we were to pick a QB this year timeline, essentially.
Yeah.
Because
That's
if
fair.
38-year-old Joe Flacco can go he basically went 4-0 because I think the one game we lost was when we started Jeff Driscoll.
Yeah.
So if he can carry us to the playoffs, anybody can do it.
Speaking of the playoffs, should we run through the wild card right quick?
Yeah, I do have a little bit more to talk about my team though. If you don't mind.
Go for it.
Joe Milton royally screwed us out of the number 1 pick yesterday. It was Gerard Mayo's big double bird out the door. They did fire him after the game. Robert Kraft says that Mayo didn't know he was getting fired beforehand. I'm not even sure I believe that because he won the game. It's just Mayo was not put in a good spot. That was having a first-year head coach and someone who really hasn't had much coaching experience at all follow arguably the greatest head coach ever. Terrible idea. Terrible. It was just, especially with the talent that was there. Because I guess they also have changed up their talent evaluation system, and that was going into effect going into this next year. So hopefully that actually works for outside of Drake May.
Yeah, they must have bigger plans because there's no reason to fire him. The team was basically right on expectations.
I am fairly convinced that Mike Vrabel will be our head coach in 2 weeks. Like
Maybe.
if he is not our head coach by February 1st, I will be stunned. Because what it is yesterday morning it came out that he was getting an interview with the Jets. And as happened with Bill Belichick, Robert Kraft freaked out and fired who he had in place, then made a move to get said person. Now, traded for Belichick, probably going to sign Vrabel, a little bit different, but watching one of the guys he wants, especially a franchise legend in Mike Vrabel, who's an experienced head coach and knows how to set a locker room and have good philosophy and all that stuff, go to the Jets. He was not about to let that happen. That's what we need. We need a good environment. It was just, I mean, when your head coach is throwing players under the bus routinely in press conferences, that's just not. I don't care who he is. I just don't.
Man up.
Yeah, but it's also just a terrible look. And terrible for your locker room, especially when you claim you're going to bench your starting running back twice and still never actually do it, despite leading the league in fumbles with 7 after giving him a 4-year contract extension.
That'll teach you.
I love Ramondre, but
There's only so many ways you can try and fire up a group of men to play sports.
Shout out Mr. Wagner
Sometimes you got to go to the public.
Shout out Mr. Wagner for calling don't pay running backs.
Oh no, I
don't
agree.
pay.
I just
Hasn't failed as of recent.
No,
he's been right.
we paid Nick Chubb his knees in 50 million pieces.
Well, I guess Barkley got paid, but
Well,
It's
yeah.
coming.
Wow.
He just
Sound like
it's
Leo with that one.
well, he just gets
Well,
he just gets too many carries. It'll happen.
You're right. You can only
But
backwards hurdle so many people before somebody takes a leg out.
yeah.
I wouldn't be shocked though if my team does re-sign Antonio Gibson, just like a 1 year or 2 year, because he actually looks kind of good. I've been a generational Antonio Gibson hater, but he's realistically probably better than Stevenson. So
Quick hits. Let's run through the wild card. Um Chargers at Texans at 4:30 on Saturday. Steelers at Ravens, 8 o'clock Saturday. Broncos at Bills, 1 o'clock Sunday. Packers at Eagles, 4:30 Sunday. Commanders at Bucks, 8 o'clock Sunday. And then Vikings at Rams, 8 o'clock Monday.
2 notes. First, I saw a tweet yesterday. Every single wild card or divisional weekend game in Texans history has been the Saturday 4:30 game.
How
Wow.
many is that?
Like 9.
Imagine
All
making
right,
the playoffs 9 times.
not nine's
Uh,
enough to make it weird.
yeah. And the NFL schedule makers cooked because we got us a Mike Evans, Marshawn Lattimore rematch for the Sunday night game.
Yep, that is
Saw that.
that's like it's so funny. For those of you who don't know, Marshawn Lattimore played for the Saints forever. I think the Saints drafted him, right?
Yes, John
Out of
That's
Ohio
right.
State. Him and Mike Evans just hate each other. Like it is that simple. It's every time they step on the field, they just go after each other.
I'm pretty sure they've been ejected 3 times for fighting.
Good. Good.
I think it's a one per year type of deal, and I think it should happen again. And Jalen McMillan's about to drop like 150 yards and 2 tutties.
That's quality TV
Yeah.
is what we like to call that.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
I
I
was so happy when they traded for it. I was like, oh yeah,
I
we're
don't
getting this
even
eventually.
I don't even think there's actual hate between the two of them. I think they're both just competitors that want to win. It's
yeah.
fun to watch. They know it's good TV, and they're like, "Yeah, let's just go for it."
Well, you could have sold me on that after the first fight, but after 3 times,
Really quick.
Copy
Right
paste.
now, not picking either of the number 1 seeds. Who are we picking to win the Super Bowl? Matt, we'll start with you.
So the one seeds are the Lions and the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Um, for legal reasons of enjoying not paying rent at home, I'm gonna say the Denver Broncos.
I thought you were just gonna say not the Rams.
That's not the team I was talking about.
I know.
What team were you talking about?
The purple team.
Oh, yeah.
That's the one I would go with, but I like the story of rookie Bo Nix coming out of nowhere and being mid the first half of the season and a Super Bowl champion the rest of the way.
Well, what's been funny is there's a kid in my ROTC detachment who loves the Broncos. He's a big Broncos fan. And the first month of the season, he was like, "Man, I'll trade you Bo Nix for Deshaun." And I was like, first and foremost, shut up.
Deal.
Yeah, no more talking out of you. You clearly don't know ball. Yeah, I'll take Bo Nix. He's a rookie. Deshaun is terrible. We'll just establish that. He was like, "Nah, man, Bo Nix is garbage." And then I saw
Just
that
the
he
contract
posted on
alone.
his Instagram story yesterday, "I've seen enough. Build the Bo Nix statue." I was like, "Listen here, buddy."
The duality of man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just
So I'll admit I've been a generational Bo Nix hater like throughout his college career. He's pretty good.
yeah,
You're
I
pretty
can
good.
admit when I'm wrong. I'm man enough to do that. It's also wild to me that like Caleb Williams isn't that bad, but there's still a decent chance he's bottom 2 of the first round quarterbacks from this last draft.
Yeah, but
yeah.
all the rest of them had so much more help than him. Their offensive line was so
Did
bad.
did Drake may have more help?
I can't say I watched the Patriots play at all.
His offensive
So
line was probably better.
No, not
Yes,
I just know Drake
No.
May
yes,
played well.
the Bears line first off definitely better. Secondly, he also had DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, Roma Dubze.
Yes, he definitely had better weapons for
He,
sure.
yeah.
I won't give you the offensive line either. I can't say
I'm gonna
either
have to
way, but
find
he
I'm gonna have to
definitely has
find
better
grades for
receivers.
this though, because I am curious because they were definitely probably 2 of the bottom 3 in the league with the Browns. Uh,
yeah.
So I'll have to find
Probably.
that for sure.
I wish the Texans were healthy. I think the Chargers could be a sneaky team. They were kind of under the radar all year just because everybody was talking about the Chiefs in their division. So
I'm just a note we got robbed of another Harbaugh Bowl.
no, that's okay.
No, it's great playoff TV.
I don't care.
What's your problem with Ravens Chargers, Matt? Did something happen last time?
It's not the teams. It has nothing to do with the teams.
Yeah.
Just the coaches.
Oh, that's fair.
Brady, are you gonna watch Manning Cast next Monday?
I have not watched Manny Guest all year, thank you.
Liar.
I'm
Anyway,
not.
Proud of you.
You can
Uh,
look.
I am gonna go with. I want to say the Buccaneers because I'm a big Baker Mayfield guy, but
That'd be fun.
if we're gonna go with who I legitimately think will win, let's go with the Eagles.
I'm taking the Bills.
That's fair too.
I'm a firm believer that they are the only team that the Chiefs cannot out magic.
Yeah, but I think the Bills peaked too soon this year. I think they peaked like week 12, week 13. It feels like they've just been kind of putzing along the rest of the season.
I don't know. They're in a weird spot.
And nobody talks about the fact that the Bills got blown out by the Ravens like week 3.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, it was so long
well,
ago.
the Ravens have also been weird because like the Ravens peaked early, then they kind of came back down. Now they're back up again.
Well, they hit rock bottom when they got beat by the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah,
So,
that's
well, they got
exactly.
Yeah.
I was looking at the schedules going into week 18. I said, dude, I forgot they lost to the Browns.
Yeah, we beat a couple of we beat 2 playoff teams. We beat the Steelers and we beat the Ravens.
Well,
And
that's
then-
like
hmm
realistically, us beating the Bengals week 1 destroyed both of our teams
yeah.
because the Bengals missed the playoffs and we lost out on their little big.
Yeah.
So are the Vikings' chances just completely null now that they got dominated by the Lions?
No, I'm fully convinced that the Lions and Vikings will be at the NFC Championship.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I
Possible.
like that.
As
I'm
long,
mad
as
at
long
it.
as they don't have to play each other next round, which I don't think they do. That's the NFC Championship.
Yeah, I
Dan
don't have the
Gamble thinks so
bracket.
too, because that's what he told Kevin O'Connell after the game last night. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Yep.
I like those two.
Dude,
And the Vikings probably had the best defense in the league this year, right?
they were top 2.
They had a
Them
takeaway
and
in
the
every
Broncos were
game.
top 2.
Broncos, that's right.
Oh,
Commanders, sneaky team.
Okay.
I know we're all cheering for the Buccaneers low key, but
Right.
Okay.
we came
fun to
up
see.
with
Jane Daniels and Bo Nix. Put it
so
down.
this list that was created solely based off memory, and we can end with this. Carson and I wanted to come up with the most poverty franchises in the NFL. And the way that we figured out doing this, we came up with 5 teams that we can't remember in our lifetime having a championship game appearance. AFC or NFC not having a championship game
Oh,
appearance in our
okay.
lifetime.
In your lifetime, yes. Okay.
In our lifetime.
In your lifetime.
That
So if that's all the criteria, the Timberwolves aren't even a poverty franchise.
We're doing the NFL, sir.
yeah.
You back out.
Not even
Equivalent,
poverty
though,
franchises,
Western
just
Conference
like
Final.
the
That's
least successful teams in our lifetime, I
Yeah.
guess would be a better way to say that. Least successful. But
Definitely
we came up with 5.
Are we guessing or are you listing?
You guys guess. How many can
The
you name?
Jets.
No, the Jets were in the championship game.
2010, right?
Yep, that's like one of the
Brett-
first championship
is that
Sundays
Brett
I remember.
Favre?
I didn't know if you would remember that.
Yep.
That's why I was asking. I knew that would be right on the edge.
Was that Brett Favre?
That was Brett
that
Favre's
when he
last
was a
year.
Jet?
I think no, because he was a Viking.
No.
He played in the other one that year, I think.
I was gonna say I think that was
It was either
early-
that year or
I
the
think
year
that was
before.
Mark Sanchez.
Yeah, I think
that
it was
that
Mark
early
Sanchez.
Mark Sanchez.
Mark Sanchez. Jeez.
Because I'm pretty sure they beat the Pats in the playoffs that year.
I think they won your division that year. I'm pretty sure.
It was either I don't know. I can't remember for sure, but I'm pretty sure they beat us in the playoffs that year.
So Browns and Raiders, right?
Browns and Raiders are 2.
The Lions.
No, because the Lions were in the NFC Championship last year, weren't they?
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Again, this
Last
list
year.
is purely based off of memory. We eyeballed everything, but I think
My
we
memory
got it.
doesn't work. So
There's one more AFC team and then 2 NFC teams.
I was gonna say all the rest of your division is fine.
Yep.
The Chargers haven't been there, have they?
Yeah, with Phillip Rivers.
They did go with Phil Rivers.
Washington.
Washington is 1. That's 3.
That makes sense.
I
That makes
couldn't
sense.
remember. I couldn't remember if there was like
had-
like late O's or early
They had
2010s
an
magic
they
there.
had an RG3 lightning in a bottle season, but not
Yeah. They didn't get that far.
no.
The Titans.
No, because the Titans were in
Oh, that's
the.
right, because Tannehill got in there in 21.
Yep.
That's right.
That was when Mike Vrabel won Coach of the Year.
Because that was
Oh yeah.
yeah, yeah, that's a good
Was it the
point.
Yep.
Texans?
Right, Tannehill.
What? Actually, yeah, I guess the Texans. Well, did Deshaun get to the championship or did he never get past the divisional?
I
No,
didn't think he made it to the championship.
I guess you can add the Texans to that list.
Brady and Lamar.
I knew they were always solid with JJ Watt, but I didn't think
Right.
they were.
So I guess there's 6 then. Add the Texans. There's 2 more that I can think of.
So it's one in each, right?
Yep, one AFC team, one NFC team.
I mean, is it the Cowboys? Have
It
they
is
made
the
it?
Cowboys. The Cowboys are one of them. Sorry, Leo, but they they haven't
Yeah,
been to
I
the
mean,
championship game that I can remember in my lifetime.
You know,
obviously
people
not a
said
poverty franchise, but they just
Yeah, they're not a poverty. That's why I rephrased the
stuck in the
question. I
middle
was like,
forever.
they're
Yeah,
not a poverty franchise, but they just haven't seen any playoff success.
they
I
haven't. Yeah, they haven't had
almost said
success.
Jacksonville, but they had the
They
Tom
had
Brady
the
Blake Bortles game.
Yep. That's the greatest championship Sunday of all time because it was like Tom Brady, Blake Bortles, Case Keenum, and who's
Oh, Nick Foles.
Nick Foles was the last
Nick
one.
Foles.
Well,
Yeah,
what's worse is we almost lost that.
That's the single greatest championship Sunday ever.
we were
That one
talking
you almost
about that
covered.
on Sunday because Dad was talking. Mom had the Chiefs game on, and Dad goes, or Mom was saying how bad Carson Wentz was. Dad goes, "Hey, he was a Super Bowl winner." I was like, "Well, kind of." Because didn't he lead the Eagles that whole season? And then
The
Nick
entire
Foles won.
season until the end.
Yeah, yeah, I remember a thing or two. So it's not the
Wait,
Falcons because they played the Patriots.
championship.
It's not the Falcons.
The Bills have made the AFC Championship, right?
Yes, I'm
Okay.
pretty sure they've made it in the last couple of years against Mahomes.
Is it
I can never
Miami?
remember
Is it
if
the
that's the
Dolphins?
championship or not.
What?
Were the Dolphins any good?
It is the Dolphins.
That was-
That's the last team we
That's
came
what
up
I
with.
came down to was either Dolphins or Bills.
Dang,
So
Brady, I
those
cooked you, bro.
With the NFC team.
those are the 6. Again, that was purely based off of memory, but those are the 6 teams that we could not remember having any championship game appearances.
Do we name the other
Yeah.
NFC team?
What?
I didn't think we named the other NFC team.
Yeah, you did. The Cowboys and the
Oh, okay,
Commanders.
right. I'm there now. I was deep in thought.
Yeah, for anybody keeping score, that's 5 for Matthew, 1 for Brady. Just saying. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah. And then I think that's it, right? Is that a podcast?
I think so. I mean,
That's podcast.
I don't have anything else. Guardians haven't done anything, so.
This has been the Hot Take Sports Podcast, episode 168. Make sure to follow us on all our social medias at Hot Take Sports 16. Give us your best hot take. Use code HTS at SeatGeek for $20 off of your first purchase. Again, SeatGeek, $20 off, code HTS. Thank you all for tuning in, and we will see you all next week.